A lot of companies talk about agentic AI in a silo, but the reality is it's just one capability in the enterprise. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of the technologies we talk about are starting to converge, and they're creating even larger business opportunities for your organizations. For example, machine learning predicts outcomes. Generative AI helps us investigate, reason, and explain. Agentic AI allows systems to plan and act and execute across complex workflows. Computer vision creates new signals to detect patterns. And synthetic data safely explores scenarios that are either rare, risky, or haven't even happened yet. And optimization chooses the best outcome from everything above. And when these capabilities come together, you don't just get better models, you get a digital twin. A living replica of everything you can build for your organization to optimize your business. And last year, we partnered with Epic Games and Georgia Pacific to create photorealistic digital twins. And we blew people's minds. Our first project was to simulate Georgia Pacific's manufacturing facility and optimize vehicle sizes and routes. The digital twin sparked the imagination of businesses worldwide. We are actively scaling the art of the possible across every industry. Which brings us to our current work that we're doing right now with Sterile Central. They are the largest medical sterilization provider in Denmark. I want you to picture a hospital operating room. The surgical team is assembled and ready. The patient is already under anesthesia. Maybe it's your wife undergoing a C-section, or maybe it's your father scheduled for heart bypass. The procedure is about to start, but something is wrong. Some medical instruments are missing, and others are contaminated. The entire surgery grinds to a halt, not because of a skill or knowledge, but because miles away, a sterilization process broke down. This is the part of healthcare that most people never see, but it's the part where everything begins. Sterile Central's goal is to make sure this terrifying moment never happens in the operating room. They are the invisible backbone of surgical care, ensuring that every scalpel, clamp, and instrument is sterile and safe. But here's the challenge. Sterilization centers are incredibly complex ecosystems. Tools move through dozens of steps like washing, drying, packaging, and shipping. That means thousands of instruments, hundreds of cycles every single day. And Sterile Central knew that every bottleneck or delay could have significant impacts to hospital operations, or even worse, to human lives. To avoid that risk, they needed a better way to see, understand, and optimize their entire workflow and operations. So they came to SAS. Together, we built an amazing digital twin of their Copenhagen facility, a living ecosystem of every room, machine, and workflow. And as you can see, the visuals are stunning. But the twin also gives Sterile Central the ability to explore and test any scenario they can imagine, and it's already sparking ideas around innovation and improvement. Let me share two examples. First, we ran a scenario-based optimizations across their entire workflow, and Sterile Central noticed that medical trays were getting stuck in what's called a buffer lift, which lines up the trays for cleaning. This created a bottleneck in the whole system. But the digital twin found that the real slowdowns were further downstream in the process. The lift just looked constrained because it's in the central distribution point of the whole flow. And that insight changed everything. So we recommended targeted adjustments, which resolved the bottleneck and improved operations. But then with the same digital twin, because of how incredibly high fidelity the graphics are, we were able to train a computer vision model that checks if workers are wearing the protective gear. Look at the detail on the gown. We call this new approach synthetic vision. because the model is trained entirely on synthetic data created with the digital twin. If a worker puts a glove or mask on incorrectly, they can accidentally contaminate the clean tools. The left side's the real facility, the right side is the digital twin. You can't tell the difference. That's how good our digital twin is, and that's how incredible our computer vision models are. Now, all of these improvements ultimately mean that doctors get the tools they need, surgeries start on time, and patients get the care that they expect. For SAS, it's not about just helping our customers, it's helping our customers help their customers. And if Sterile Central can reinvent its operations with a digital twin, imagine what you can do in your organization to improve your operations. Now, you've seen how both manufacturing and healthcare companies can benefit from digital twins, but that's only the beginning. In energy and power, we are training drones with computer vision to spot power line failures before they happen. What does that mean? That means we can prevent power outages and stop wildfires. In oil and gas, we are creating digital replicas of deep sea rigs to detect unsafe conditions like gas leaks. That means we can keep workers safe and prevent expensive repairs. The digital twin becomes the ultimate proving ground for your what-if questions and gives your business a decision advantage.